Hello again, thank you for viewing this video. It's another candle review video. I didn't think I'd be doing one so soon, but I've kind of caught the bug, so I thought, why not? Now this time it's not Yankee Candle, it's another brand, not very well known, possibly to anyone outside of the UK, but it's a brand that in the last 2 years I've really fell in love with, possibly on par with Yankee, if not a little bit more. They're called True Grace. They're based in Wiltshire, in England, and they also have a shop in Bath where they sell their candles. They are really, really lovely candles. They evoke a sense of Englishness, if you understand what I'm saying. Kind of a romanticised, oldie-worldy kind of Englishness, but Englishness nonetheless. So if I show you, I'm going to show you a few True Grace candles. I've got quite a few, but I've just picked 6, just to give you an introduction, a bit of a taster to True Grace, so I hope you like it. So True Grace candles are a bit of a luxury item. In the UK they retail for around about the £25 mark, which for their size you might think, oh, that's a bit pricey. However, I can attest that they really do throw superbly well for their size. I can light one of the candles and it will fill the room and beyond. They are lovely packaged as well. These are 2 of the candles. True Grace kind of group their fragrances into 4 different categories. You've got the Manor collection, which are housed in a black box like this. The Manor collection are kind of more sumptuous, luxurious scents, possibly that you would find in a manor house, possibly like Downton Abbey. That's a ridiculous thing to use as a comparison, but when you watch episodes of Downton Abbey, you kind of get a kind of feeling of how things would smell, their rooms, the grandeur, and that's, I think, is what the Manor collection tries to capture. There's also the Village collection, which are usually housed in white boxes. And these are more simplistic, naturalistic scent, possibly what you would find in a village, in a cottage, in England. There's also the Walled Garden range, which is mainly floral. Everything you would find in a British garden: roses, irises, lavender, geraniums, things like that. And then there is the Curious collection, which is more worldly. They use scents to evoke things like a market in Istanbul or Cuba, things like that. They're very, very exotic. I've not tried the Curious range. I've stuck with the Manor, the Village, and a few of the Walled Garden collections, purely because I am quite fond of these oldie worldy Englishy type smells. So I'll start with this candle here, Library. Each candle has a little description on the front. I'll give it to you now. For Library, it says, a smoky blend of cedar and sandalwood with a little birch tar, amber and moss. Now I have to be true here and say that this doesn't say a lot to me. I don't know what birch tar, amber or moss smell like. But when you open the box, the smell hits you. It's such a lovely smoky smell. As you can tell, I've already burnt this candle quite a bit. And it is such a lovely scent. It's a smoky, lovely bonfire type smell. You could imagine this, to give you a comparison, you could imagine this burning in the parlour of Downton Abbey or something like that. You know, you see an open fire going. I would imagine that was what it would smell like, a lovely open fire, old books, you know, a kind of musty smell, but not in a negative sense. It's a really, really enjoyable fragrance. I burned this in the autumn. I couldn't imagine burning it in the spring or the summer. To me, it's a real autumn smell. Because that's the thing, I think, with Yankee, of course, being an American company, they base a lot of their fragrance on Americana. So pumpkins and cinnamon and vanilla come into play a lot, which is fine. But for me, that doesn't represent an English autumn. And True Grace candles do. This reminds me of, walking on an autumn evening with bonfire smoke drifting in the air and the smell of damp, rotting leaves. And I hate to use words like rotting, but you know what I mean. There's that smell in the autumn air. And I think this kind of captures it perfectly. If you like smoky, masculine scents, I would go for this. The burn time, it's 40 hours. I'm sure I've made these last longer than 40 hours because I bought this last autumn and burnt it quite profusely, and as you can see, it's only really gone down by a third. So yeah, you could probably make it, if you were burning it continuously, you could probably make it last the season. So that's Library. Now, True Grace candles do come in a lot of different sizes. This is the smallest they do for this type of candle, for the Manor candle. You can also get 2 wicks and 3 wicks in bowl candles, so they get bigger. I've never tried them. They are quite expensive. They retail, I think, for about £40, £60 mark. I've always stuck with these small jar candles, and they've worked perfectly for me. So I've got quite an open plan living room, and like I said, these fill it superbly. So as a counterpoint to Library, I'll introduce you to one of the walled garden candles. Now the walled garden candles come in a tin. I don't think it says the burn time on these, but I would imagine it's probably going to be around about 35 to 40 hours because they're just a little bit smaller than the jar candles. This one is Greenhouse. The description is a warm greenhouse in the summer, tomatoes slowly ripening on the vine. And that is exactly what you get. You get that smell of tomato, and I don't mean like tomato soup or tomato ketchup. I mean that smell in a greenhouse of vines and the leaves of tomatoes. If you've ever rubbed them and smelt your fingers, it's a very strong, pungent green smell. And this captures it perfectly. It is like walking into a greenhouse, and this is a summer candle, I would say. This is when I've been burning it. A lovely green scent, so when everything is in full bloom, to have this burning in your house, it just captures summer perfectly. So this is the walled garden range. So it's available in lots of different scents. I will put a web link actually to True Grace's website in the comments section of this page, so do please have a click and have a look. True Grace is a British company, and I don't think these candles are available outside of Britain. I might be wrong, or you might be able to import them. Like I said, the price tag, you might find it a bit steep, but I would say give it a go. Forgo buying a Yankee candle, which retails at about £20, and buy a True Grace instead at £25, and just give it a go. See what you think. Another smell, we'll go for winter this time, is cinnamon and clove. Once again, this is part of the Village range. Cinnamon and clove is very reminiscent of Christmas, but it doesn't advertise it as a Christmas candle. The write-up on the front says, an autumn garden fruit taken into the kitchen and preserved for the coming winter. So it really evokes that sense of the cold weather coming in and going inside and getting a nice chunky cardigan and just wrapping yourself up. And so this is a lovely candle. It's kind of a traditional Christmas smell. Cinnamon and clove, but actually quite sweet, I must say, for a cinnamon and clove candle. A lot of cinnamon-based candles can be quite spicy. This does have a certain spiciness to it, but the clove really sweetens it. It's a scent I burn in winter, and I actually burn it after Christmas as well as during Christmas. I just think, cinnamon and cloves don't end after Christmas Day. Christmas carries on until Epiphany. So why not keep burning these candles that evokes the sense of Christmas into January and beyond? As an aside, True Grace actually do Christmas candles. I think they do two. I think one is more of a pine, snowy kind of scent, and the second is a more of an orange and cinnamon smell. A little bit different to this. You've got the zest of an orange, and I think they're only usually available from about October until Christmas, and then they disappear. Once again, I've tried both. Lovely candles. They fill the room, and both are very evocative of Christmas. So that's cinnamon and clove. Next, I will do another autumn candle. Now, it's not necessarily autumn. I perceive it as autumn. It's a smell that really reminds me of autumn. It's called Black Currant Leaves, part of the Manor range. I believe it was also available in a tin as part of the walled garden range for a while, but I don't think it is anymore. The write-up says, freshly harvested fruit, cassis with a hint of clove and jasmine mixed with moss. Now, anyone who knows me and my Yankee burning, I'm not too much of a fan of floral and fruit. So this came as a complete shock because I absolutely love this candle. This is a lovely autumn candle. It's tart and sweet because of the black currant, but there's also a lovely smokiness to it that once again just evokes autumn. For me, whenever I smell natural wood smoke, I just get transported to autumn. It just really reminds me of autumn, and this just does it perfectly. So this is an English country autumn in a jar, walking down country lanes, picking blackberries or black currants to make, black currant or blackberry pie. Coming back, there's a bit of a chill in the air. Once again, there's wood smoke drifting across the village. It's perfect. It really captures autumn in a way that no other candle, for me, has. It's absolutely beautiful. So that, for me, is another autumn candle. But, it's autumn for me. It might not necessarily be autumn for you. I could imagine people picking up summer in that because it's a fruit smell. I will do another walled garden candle. This is wild rhubarb. This is kind of a Marmite candle. You will either love this or you will absolutely hate this. I don't think there is no middle ground. The person I live with hates this. I love it. Rhubarb. Rhubarb candles are always very sweet. They don't go as tart as rhubarb actually is, and this does. This is so tart. The write-up is extraordinary rhubarb with huge curling leaves and delicate rose pink stems hiding beneath, fresh and sharp with a hint of eastern spice. And it is. It's very, very sharp. I've burnt this, and it's a small tin, and it's filled the room. I can't fault the True Grace for their fragrance, for the throw of their candles. They really do fill a room, and this having such a sharp, astringent quality to it, you notice this. You walk into a room and that you smell this. No word of a lie. Like I said, it's not for everyone. If you don't like rhubarb or you don't like sharp, punching smells, you probably won't like this. But I always like to think I'm open to give things a go. So please be the same. You can, by taking the lid off, you get a good smell of what it'd be like. So give it a go. And the last True Grace candle I'm going to review is called Parlor. The write-up says the welcoming sense of wood, fires, flowers on the table, and tea with fruitcake. Now that's just such a lovely description. It really welcomes you in. It's such a homely description, and it is indeed a homely candle. As you can see, it's part of the village range, and it's really, you can smell tea. It's like an Earl Grey tea. Once again, an ever so slight smokiness. It did say, a welcoming fire, and it is like walking into a cottage. with the fire blazing, with tea on the table, you know, cakes and scones ready for you to tuck in. You get actually a better look here at the actual glass. It's a very lovely, heavy, weighted candle. And I've always had clean burns with these candles. I've never had to use, you know, lids or tin foil to get it to melt. They melt perfectly and they pool beautifully. And then, so once again, this, for me, it's an autumn candle. You know, I love autumn and winter. And anything that reminds me, any scent that reminds me of autumn, I will get it. And once again, this is such a British smell. I don't think, this is a bit of a generalisation here, but I don't think you'd find anything like this anywhere else in the world. It's such a unique smell. Once again, I can only say, if you come across True Grace, please give them a go. They are available in John Lewis, I believe, both online and in the shop. You can also buy them in Selfridges. If you live in London, they did do them in Fortnum and Masons, and I think Harrods. Otherwise, like I said, they do have a shop in Bath. I've not been to that shop yet, but I'm hopefully going for my birthday in December, and I cannot wait, because there are so many candles of theirs which I've not smelt, purely because some of the shops, like John Lewis, only do a small range, especially the one where I live, near Sheffield. They only do a select few scents, so I can't wait to go to the shop and smell the complete range. And they do about 60 to 70 different scents. They do candles, they do room sprays, reed diffusers, scented leaves, which I hang in the car or in any musty room like a cellar or an attic, which doesn't get used often, just to kind of make it smell a little bit nicer. I believe they're also venturing into beauty products, soap and hand creams. So I say, please give it a go if you find them. They're a company quite close to my heart. I really want them to succeed because their candles speak to me. They really touch me. They evoke things that I'd long forgotten. The smells really do something to me. And I'd like to think, if you smelt them, that they would do something to you too. If you're a little bit like me and you love history and the old-fashioned world that seems to have long gone, you'll like these candles, because I do think you will get a sense of that. Actually, I'm just reminded of the back of the box has a little bit of a write-up which I will read, and you hopefully can understand what I'm saying. An essence of England as it should be. Our sense of smell is strongly associated with memory and emotion. Perfume stimulates an emotional response which takes us instantly back, and it is which informs the character of True Grace. All True Grace candles are poured by hand in our workshops in Wiltshire in England. A unique blend of vegetable wax, specially formulated to burn carefully, cleanly and perfume beautifully. And I have to agree with everything they say. They do burn perfectly. I've maybe waffled on a bit too long now. I've probably poured my heart out a little bit too much, but it is a candle brand that I absolutely love. If this video does well, I might review a few more True Grace candles. Like I said, I've got quite a few of various different scents. So if you liked this, please give me a thumbs up. Please comment. Please feel free to ask any questions regarding True Grace. I'd be happy to answer them. And yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.